What's going on, guys, and welcome back to your Altcoin Daily News, a cryptocurrency channel dedicated to bringing you your daily dose of crypto news, updates, price predictions, and anything cryptocurrency related. So as you guys can tell, today is February 14th, 2018, and I see that Bitcoin is finally going on a little bit of a tear, and I like to see this. This morning when I was looking at the market, everything was green. It has pulled back slightly, but I still like where we are heading. So let me just quickly look at the market cap and how the global market capitalization is, and where we're trending currently. So as you guys know, we had that huge run up in December where we went from around, I would say, 500 to about 800 billion USD. Yes, I said billion. And that was about 300 billion that we just accumulated, and then we slowly started selling off. We came down to 400 right here. We started going back up a little bit, but we started going back down and consolidating and just continually going down. And I believe right around here, to be honest with you guys, right around here I did not see as much panic as I did right here. I believe a lot more people were panicking, a lot more people were just cussing, yelling, and just going off on the cryptocurrency market. And I believe it was because a lot of people FOMO'd into right here. Not believe, I just know a lot of people FOMO'd into right here. And once they started seeing all their investments just disappear, all their investments just go away, they just panic sold and just left the cryptocurrency market. And once that happened, a lot of people that stayed within the cryptocurrency market was people that believed in where cryptocurrency is going to go, and that's a long-term hold in the long run. So essentially, when this went down, yes, we never hit this 300 since November. November is the last time we saw something around here where we were at 300, almost 3 months ago, and that's insane. Because I got into cryptocurrency around October-ish. I would say late October is when I started really investing a lot of money into cryptocurrency, and ever since then I haven't looked back. And I wish right around here I did take a little bit more profits, but I'm still learning. I'm still seeing that there's uptrends, and then there's always consolidations where we are going to be going on a dip after a huge run up. And this part right here, I saw some of my coins come back to where they were previously, but to be honest, it wasn't really something that I was really worried about. So before we get any further, I just want to look at how all the coins have been doing lately, especially because Bitcoin has been going on a little bit of a run. I see Litecoin has just exploded. We'll go into a little bit more technical side of Bitcoin and Litecoin, and I just want to see any huge gainers today. I see Monero had 13%, which is good. When we say Go had 23%, which is an amazing project, and I advise you guys to get into that as soon as you can. What else do I see that grabs my attention? Ucash that was definitely a pump and dump. I hope none of you guys got into Ucash knowing that it was clearly a pump and dump. Clearly, what is BTC Alpha? Who knows what that is? Clearly, looking at it, you can see that. Let's look at 3 months. Okay, let me put 3 months. All right, it has only been out for what, a month now, and you can clearly see it just shot up, and then slowly everyone just started selling it off out of nowhere, and it legit came out of nowhere. I never heard of it before, and it just suddenly came into the top 100. So that seems like everything I want to talk about here. So let's quickly get into Bitcoin and a little bit of the price prediction. So what I've drawn here is the resistance levels that I've already seen. The resistance level being one, the $10,000 resistance level, because just strictly based on investor psychology, people see round numbers, big round numbers, and they tend to either don't want to break it or start investing at that round number. And I see 10,000 being the price point where we'll see a lot of resistance for Bitcoin. Because it goes from 4 digits to 5 digits, from 9,000 to 10,000, and because we've had previous resistance level there. As you can tell, Bitcoin has come down and tested 10,000 many times before. And here we resisted it, here we broke through it, and now we're testing another resistance point which has been tested before over the last couple of weeks, one being over here at 9,000 and again at 9,000 around here. And we've been hovering around that resistance point and really not breaking out, but finally that we have broken out of that resistance point, there's two things that can happen. As the arrows indicate, we can either go into this wedge right here and break out above that 10,000, or we can consolidate and go below this resistance that I've outlined right here. So looking at both sides, I have to tell you guys, it can go both ways, because it can be a buyer's market or a seller's market. We currently do not know. We have to look at it from both perspectives. I currently think, looking at the RSI and the MACD, I believe that we can bust and break through this 10,000 and go on a little bit of a run. But with saying that, 100%, with saying that, I'm not 100% sure. We can definitely see a breakage down here, and we can go back into the range which I alluded to yesterday, which way we can go back to 7,000, 6,000 if we do break under this. But because I can see a couple of indicators, MACD and RSI, and the 55, the 21, 13, and 8 is indicating a very good uptrend. Firstly, I'd like to show you guys that there's a huge gap in between the 55 and the 21. 21 being the yellow and the 55 being the red. If I was to invest around here, I would have liked to see a huger gap, which I do end up seeing here. And currently I'm on the 4-hour chart. I do end up seeing that there's a big extension through here, because if this was to start closing off, then I would tend to tell you guys that we're going into a little bit of a correction, a little bit more of a bear on the bear side that we have been in. But if we tend to see a little bit more gap in between here, then we can definitely break out. And that sort of ties into Litecoin, which has seen huge gains today. Huge gains today, which obviously ties into the fact that LitePay, and there's a fork coming up, which I'm going to definitely talk about. One thing that I like about Litecoin is the fact that there's huge volume spikes compared to what we were seeing before. The volume spikes indicate there's going to be an uptrend, and looking at it right now, to be honest, I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not going to dictate how you invest your money, but this is my personal opinion. I believe that Bitcoin is going to be going on a run and is completely undervalued at the moment, simply due to the fact that there's huge announcements coming up and there's huge events that is going to sort of hype a Litecoin into a new price point that we haven't seen. And looking at these indicators, I definitely see that the trend is moving upwards, and I don't see it coming down anytime soon, especially looking at the candles, because it got rejected. The bears try to push it down, or there was a huge sell-off, but yet again the bulls pulled it right back up, and we're starting to see another green candle right here, and I believe that green candle is going to start pushing a little bit more. And so let me go into why Litecoin is seeing this kind of traction right now. I got a couple articles and exactly why, so let me get into that. Okay, so let's get into why Litecoin is getting a lot of traction right now and you're seeing a boom in the price. It comes down to two main things, one being LitePay and one being a fork that is going to become Litecoin Cash. So looking at a little bit more into LitePay, Litecoin prices could be undervalued ahead of LitePay launch, and LitePay is a potential game changer that is set to be launched in February 26th. It is set to be a system where it enables retailers to accept Litecoin payments instantaneously regardless of where their customers are located. So through a LitePay card, users can make payments to global merchants worldwide. And this takes care of where businesses can actually accept cryptocurrencies now without having to worry about fees, slow transaction where you have to wait a day or a couple of business days to get their money, and the price volatility that is the misconception about, I mean, not misconception, but like the point that doesn't sell cryptocurrency because it changes so much. And why analysts say that this is a game changer is because its ability to solve the limited usability problem plaguing most cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin. Whereas Bitcoin has struggled with mainstream adoptions as unit transaction, Litecoin appears to be making faster progress in terms of transaction speed and affordable fees. In the immediate term, this could generate additional bids for Litecoin tokens as traders look to capitalize on the news, which I do believe is very true, because at the end of the day, hype and announcements do create buzz around a cryptocurrency, and like we're seeing in Litecoin, we're going to see a little bit more of a price surge because of LitePay, and strictly due to the fact that it's going to be a fork. And usually, like we see in Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, we saw Bitcoin going on a run because you get free Bitcoin Cash, which right now is almost what, 2,000, or actually no, it might be down to 1,000 now, but it was almost at $2,000 or $3,000. So that's free money you got for holding Bitcoin during that fork. However, saying that, there is a little bit of skepticism around the Bitcoin fork. Litecoin fork. The creator of Litecoin, Charlie Lee, had to say this in his Twitter: "The Litecoin team and I are not forking Litecoin. Any forks that you hear about is a scam trying to confuse you to think it's related to Litecoin. Don't fall for it, and definitely don't enter your private keys or seed into their websites. Be careful out there." And that sort of has a negative impact on me too, because if the creator of Litecoin says that this could be a scam, then I really don't believe it. But at the same time, saying that, when Litecoin does get forked, when that block does get mined, I believe it's 1,370,000 or something like that. When that block gets mined, everyone gets 10 free Litecoin Cash. And when that happens, I see the price just dropping, because once everyone gets what they want, they're just gonna sell it off. But in the long term, yes, this seems like a good price point to get into and hold. And looking at this chart right here, the fact that Litecoin is still above the 50-day moving average, even though it was on a decline, trending towards the bear side, we see that Litecoin, this being a little bit while ago, seeing that Litecoin is strictly staying above that 50-day moving average. So I do believe for swing traders, this is a perfect opportunity. So that being said, I want to get a little bit more into Bitcoin and the whole cryptocurrency picture altogether. So that brings me into the next piece of article or piece of news that I want to talk about. This news is located at metro.co.uk, and it talks about how experts predict what the prices are going to be for cryptocurrencies during 2018 and the boom that we're going to expect. So what they expect is a group of 13 experts have suggested Bitcoin will be the best performing of all cryptocurrencies this year and could shoot up to a value of 14,000 by March 1st and hit 43,000 by year's end, which is insane because that is almost 4 times as much as what it is now. And that ties into what I was talking about yesterday and my price predictions, and the fact that I thought it was going to be 35,000 and experts are saying it's going to be 45,000. I took a little bit of on the safe side because I was looking at how it could be in the analytical side. But if experts believe it's going to be 45,000, that's insane, because I can't wait to see it hit 45,000 and actually see the amount of gains that we can see. And I will love to put it to all the haters and people that have shooed off Bitcoin as a true investment. I want everyone to see that it's $45,000 now and go like, wow, why did I not get in when I told everyone to get in? But anyways, let's not get into that. I just want to get into what they believe is going to be the prices for each of the currency we see right here, one being Cardano. Cardano is an amazing project. I love Cardano. I want to do a future video on Cardano, and I believe Cardano has a huge potential, huge future ahead of it. But saying that, I don't think it's going to hit $10 this year. I believe it'll hit around $5. $10 is a stretch, but with saying that, you never know what's going to happen in this space. That's what I love about cryptocurrency, the fact that you have no idea what's going to happen. one day you could wake up and your Cardano could be $50. Not saying it will be the case, but just saying you never know what's going to happen. Ethereum being this price, I believe it could be a bit more. I can believe 4,000 to 5,000. EOS, that seems fine. Litecoin, that's way undervalued. I believe Litecoin could be around 4,000, $400, $500. NEM, the thing about NEM is I like NEM, I like what they're doing, but I personally just don't like their marketing and branding. Like, if they improve their marketing, I can see it doing so much better. But saying that, I believe this is still undervalued. I can see NEM being at $2 to $3. NEO, that's way too undervalued. At least 800 to 1,000. NEO is comparable to Ethereum, and NEO can see huge gains. Ripple, I believe that's still undervalued. Around $3 to $5 is a better price point for that. And that continues into what I wanted to talk about with Bitcoin and how Jay-Z, yes, Jay-Z, who I love, is getting into crypto. He's expanding his portfolio and including crypto into it. The fact that Jay-Z is getting into crypto, it makes it really, really interesting now, because the more celebrities that get into this cryptocurrency space, first being Katy Perry or being 50 Cent, who became a Bitcoin millionaire because he thought that he should get Bitcoin as a payment process for his album, and he just held on to it, never looked at it. But now looking back, he made a fortune off of that. And you already know, celebrities are surrounded by a lot of rich people and a lot of famous people and a lot of smart people that know what they're doing. They got to where they are because they know what they're doing. And Jay-Z is doing this because he has a hunch. He has probably research. He knows that cryptocurrency is going to blow up. And so he's using this as a venue to create more revenue for himself. And he's already very wealthy, very wealthy. That also ties into the fact that Bitcoin is going to be advertised in the Winter Olympics, which is a global affair. And I love the fact that it's happening in South Korea, which is a huge, huge fraction of the cryptocurrency market. The Korean won is a huge deal. The Korean won to Bitcoin masses for a lot of our trading. And yes, they do pay a little bit more for the cryptocurrencies. I don't know why, but saying that, the advertising is perfect, because on a global scale, if we can get Bitcoin out there, a lot of people will start trusting, because that's a downfall right now in cryptocurrency. The fact that no one really trusts it, everyone has this negative image about it. But saying that, advertising in sport is amazing. Advertising in sport is global, and it'll bring a lot of awareness. And this is something I found to be super interesting. The fact that vendors are going to be accepting Ethereum in Pyeongchang. And for example, right here, ski rental shop near the Olympics Village that is accepting Ethereum as a payment method. Given cheap transaction fees and universal nature of Ethereum, it's surprising that more vendors aren't doing this. And I totally agree. Why aren't more people doing this? Seeing that it's an opportunity to invest and see potential gains, because if you get the Bitcoin now or the Ethereum now and you hold on to it for years, that's just going to appreciate. And people who are doing this are smart because they see the potential. And the last part I want to get into is a huge deal, to be honest, and it's the Binance CEO. He had an interview and he went over something very interesting. I want you guys to listen about this.
We're going to come to NEM in a few minutes, though. Now, I did want to ask you as well, there's been a lot of accusations made against the guys over at Tether. How do you feel about that situation? What are your thoughts on it?
My general feeling is that there's always more FUD in the community than there are positive things. So, and the FUD is usually more overreactive. I did meet with the key guy from Bitfinex in person a couple of weeks ago, and we did talk about this issue. And there was a couple of other guys who I trust to a fairly high degree. They said they have looked at the accounts. I personally have not looked at the bank accounts for USD Tether. The other two guys, and one of them is another exchange head, it's a separate exchange, said they looked at the bank account and the money is there. So that's what they say. I don't know. But I'm actually much more worried about the banking relationship than the actual funds.
And to be honest, this is pretty huge because the CEO of Binance, who everyone really trusts, everyone knows is a credible source, because to get a coin onto Binance, you have to go through a lot. And they just don't take any scam coins. Binance is being made to be one of the best cryptocurrency exchanges out there. And he knows who to trust and who to be working with properly. And him saying that Bitfinex, the CEO of Bitfinex, is a trustworthy guy and he knows that he's not scamming or doing anything means a lot to me personally. And that he knows people that have seen the bank accounts of USDT. I mean, it's not concrete evidence, but it suggests a little bit about the USDT dilemma and controversy we've been having lately. And so that brings me into the last section of this video, is the cryptocurrency calendar updates and the events that I see that I should tell you guys about. Like we went over yesterday, we saw that Rebellious was doing a token burn. We saw Electronium was getting listed on Next Exchange. And really nothing else has caught my attention. Everything else is small announcements. Bread, however, that's pretty interesting if it does get listed on Robinhood. What else is there? There's this Ripple being added there to a new exchange. That's interesting. It's always good to get on more exchanges because at the end of the day, you want everyone to be able to access that cryptocurrency. And it seems like that's pretty much it. Yep. So that's pretty much it for today. So if you guys like this content, if you guys like what I'm talking about and where I'm heading with this cryptocurrency channel, please do leave me a feedback, comment down below, because I love to hear your opinions. And don't forget to subscribe, like, share this video, and I want to thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for actually sitting down and viewing this video. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, and peace.